and they did the echocardiogram, and I recommend that for everybody.
Well, how the hell do you go to damn 4 doctors? They couldn't figure it out until the 4th doctor that something's going on with you.
Well, I mean, they clearly knew something was going on. They just didn't know how this nigga was transforming into a white guy right in front of their eyes. They were like, whoa, what is this white magic? What is happening here? So even his voice, I just assumed that nigga didn't sound like that like a month ago.
You're silly, man. You're silly.
No. Well, look, because look, I can't tell that this is a black guy. Like, if he didn't have that black patch on his face, I'd just be like, this is a white guy. This is crazy. This is blowing my mind. I want to hear more of his story because I have no opinions yet.
Yeah.
Echocardiogram. Left ventricle was at 27, and one time I collapsed, and I was in the hospital for 5 days.
Hold up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, he started turning white, and his body immediately started giving up. Was like, no, I don't want this. He collapsed. His whole body just shut tight.
Welcome to Friends Party in Hell, and I am joined today with my good friend since birth. Okay, we were born in the same hospital, the St. Mary's Cathedral of Hope Baptist Hospital on 8th Street.
Yeah.
Anthony, how are you?
I'm doing much better since then. Pretty good. Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good. This is the only podcast that does not think Nazis are cool. Okay, they're not cool. And I don't care what other podcasts say. I'll die on that hill. All right. And I'll explain why. I'll explain why I think Nazis are cool.
Right.
It's not so.
I agree. Okay. I just don't understand
because your confusion was like, I don't know if I agree with that.
No.
So you lost me there for a second.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I agree. It's just that you're like, because other podcasts, I don't care what other podcasts say. I don't think there are podcasts out there like Nazis are cool that aren't like historically like, you know.
Look. There's a lot of Nazi talk going around. Okay, so I'm gonna clear that up in a little bit, but I want to first play this because you just played me a hype song before we started recording. Okay, and I want to re-thank you. Okay, I want to return the favor, and I'm going to give you some good gospel. Okay, I'm going to give you some gospel truth, because if there's anything that if there's anything that this podcast is about, it's about the good word. Okay, so I'm going to play this for you real quick. All right, start your day right, guys. Start your day right.
I don't know what it's like. We getting ready to go home. It's time to eat. What do you do when you get ready to fry? Get that skillet. What do you pour?
That's right.
You're going to fry some chicken. You're going to need some. You're going to fry some fish. You're going to need some.
That's right. Some oil.
You're going to fry some vegetables. You're going to need some. You're going to fry some bacon. You need some.
Yeah, what? Yeah, she got you there. Got you there, congregation.
You don't need no oil when you fry bacon, because what? Bacon has its own oil. I want you to look over at somebody and say, they like bacon, baby. Every time the heat is applied, you just produce
There's
your
a lot of
own.
niggas in there, dog.
You just produce your own oil and become what you were meant to be. You produce your own oil and allow others to taste and see that the Lord is good.
I don't know, man. The Lord may be good. I don't know if the Lord is bacon good, bro. I don't know about it, because some religions won't even eat bacon. So how could the Lord be that good? You know what I mean? Like the Lord is like bacon. Yeah, bacon is straight up competition. So I forbid you to eat it. Because you will turn away from God if you eat bacon, bro. Like, yeah, bacon is one of those worldly delights. You're just like, you have your first thick cut bacon, bro. Your first bite of thick cut bacon.
I want some bacon right now, actually.
Right now, because your first bite of thick cut bacon will just wow, I see the light. Yeah. Suddenly, the man upstairs don't make so much sense. Why would he forbid me from having this? You know what I mean?
Look, I think you're missing the point of this gospel, Anthony. I think the point is you got to produce your own oil, baby. You gotta
I
produce
do.
it,
Look at my
can it.
T-zone.
You gotta
Gross.
can it up. Gotta can up that oil, Anthony, and sell it because you got the good oil, Anthony. That's what the gospel is all about.
No, it ain't.
That's what the
She
good
said
gospel is all
bacon.
about.
So you can your bacon grease and sell it. You do can it. You
Well,
do can it.
what was she trying to say? What was she trying to say? What was the message there?
She was saying, "Be the forbidden fruit you want to see in the world." That's what she was saying to me in my
look. Can I ask you something that stood out to me in this?
Yeah.
Now, she's a white.
Yeah, there's a lot of black people in that church. Yeah.
What is this? Wait, is this allowed?
It's at Jackson. This is not allowed. It's at Jackson. I'm assuming Jackson, Mississippi. I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, how many Jacksons can there be out there, right?
I only know of one, and it's Jackson, Mississippi.
Well, that sounds like that. I'm saying
that
you just
sounds like that.
Context clues. Just give yourself some context clues.
Yeah.
She's talking
Audience
about
was
bacon
all
grease.
black. She was white. Yeah, she's talking about bacon grease. She had the shortcut, and she was a little thick. She was a little thicky. She looked like she eat all the food she was talking about for sure.
She knows firsthand.
She knows firsthand. She was not making this up.
Fried fish.
Yeah, you frying fish. You need oil. She knows. She knows. And she couldn't, if she would have said lard. You need lard. So, she
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Look, I needed to open with that so we can start on a positive note, okay?
Okay.
Because that was positive, yeah. And I wanted to start it right because it is Black History Month. And we gotta start right.
Y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm black. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it is officially Black History Month. And we here on the pod celebrate it.
Yeah, we do, because you played that last Black History Month.
I'm gonna play it every.
You're gonna play it. Is that a thing now?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine with it. Obviously, all right.
Every damn time.
Good. I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
So I wanted to start.
I think you should have started with that instead of the white preacher. Honestly, if it's Black History, Month. If you're trying to do me a service, you know what I'm saying. You start with him, and then you go into the white Mississippi Black.
This is
all her Black voice preacher.
This is all curated to you. So I wanted to start you off right, feeling black, and then reassert your blackness.
Reaffirming my blackness. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, it's all
basically
methodical, baby.
You basically like, oh yeah, you like thick white women. Let's start there. And then let's reaffirm that through a little daishiki action.
Is that what you did? You get it. I get it.
All right, I get it.
Look, what is you know what? This is a hypothetical, all right? This is a hypothetical. In fact, not even a hypothetical. This is a rhetorical. I used the wrong word. This is a rhetorical question for you. What is the scariest thing that afflicts a black man in America? All right? Think about it.
I will.
And the answer is waking up white. All right? That's the scariest thing. All right? And we have a guy here who that happened to. Okay? He woke up one day white. Yes. I kid you not, Anthony. I kid you not.
Okay.
And we're going to hear his story. Okay? We're going to hear his scary story.
Okay. Let's hear this. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You weren't lying.
I didn't know. I know. I just felt something was off and something was wrong. And then with this, it just started growing and growing and growing.
Can you walk us through what happened to your skin?
Yeah, I just, I just noticed here.
From the very beginning, one day you woke up and you just had white.
Yeah, I just noticed this here. And then I just, it just started like to spread. And
discoloring of your skin.
Yeah. And I never had it before.
And you went to a doctor for it.
Yeah, first went to a dermatologist.
Mhm.
You know, like, oh, they're gonna figure this out, and they just said, oh, you know, maybe it's vitiligo. And then I went to other ones, gave me EKGs and everything, and really didn't get much. And then finally went to my fourth doctor, and they did the echocardiogram, and I recommend that for everybody.
Well, how the hell do you go to damn 4 doctors? They couldn't figure it out until the 4th doctor that something's going on with you.
Well, I mean, they clearly knew something was going on. They just didn't know how this nigga was transforming into a white guy right in front of their eyes. They were like, whoa, what is this white magic? What is happening here? So, even his voice, I just assumed that nigga didn't sound like that like a month ago.
You're silly, man. You're silly.
No. Well, look, because look, I can't tell that this is a black guy. Like, if he didn't have that black patch on his face, I'd just be like, this is a white guy. This is crazy. This is blowing my mind. I want to hear more of his story because I have no opinions yet.
Yeah.
Echocardiogram. Left ventricle was at 27, and one time I collapsed, and I was in the hospital for 5 days.
Hold up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, he started turning white, and his body immediately started giving up. Was like, no, I don't want this. He collapsed. His whole body just shut tight. Oh my god. Okay, keep going. This is fantastic.
What did they say it was?
Yeah, they were saying it was more of the heart failure, but if they had caught it sooner, it would have been better. But that's what was going on. My heart was feeling, and that's why I have all this
discoloring of the skin. And did they say
white is just sick? You're just sick. What's a white?
No, dude. What's crazy is that's not vitiligo. It's crazy.
Not. He said it was a byproduct
it's a
of
heart condition.
failure.
That is wild. I didn't know that was a thing, man.
That's scary because black people are we're predisposed to heart conditions. So that's scary. Every black man, every black woman out there, take care of your health, because if you don't, you could wake up white one morning. Hopefully not in February. I mean, so I don't know, man. That's hardcore, dog. That's hard. I don't know how I would adapt. What would you do? Anyway, there's more to this. So keep going.
Why you were having heart failure? What it was, was it because of the job?
Yeah, stress.
Okay.
Yeah.
The stress.
And then I was still under, the litigation, and there's no answer for anything. Just everything was just pending.
And you were unable to take disability because your paperwork was just pending. They cut down your hours, maybe gave you desk.
Yeah, they wouldn't give me the work.
Hey, so you're a white man now. You don't get federal help. They're not giving you unemployment. You're white. Go out there and get yourself another job. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. A heart condition turned him white.
That's crazy, right?
That's absolutely. I hope he's doing good with his newfound whiteness, though.
It's got to be such a mindfuck. Like it has got to be a proper mindfuck. Like for real. Like it's got to be such a proper mindfuck to be as white as he is, though, because he is white.
He's like white. I mean? He looks like a white person. Yeah,
he looks like a white dude.
And it's clearly going to keep he's not done transforming yet, but eventually, like when he does, he's gonna look like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, dude. I'll put a picture up in the edit so y'all see what that looks like. That's what he's gonna look like.
Disability, which that thing was all, drawn out.
They were like, being white is not a disability, sir. It's a privilege.
So
okay, get out of here.
You have a medical condition going on. You're seeing doctors. No one's doing anything at work to help you, to help aid you. Mentally, where are you at?
Yeah, mentally, I'm just keep going on to the next project and the next thing, and just not realizing, mentally, very strong, but like I think I was mentally stronger than the physical was failing, but mentally I just doing litigation and media and battles. Like, I'm just.
This nigga been white. Look at his T-shirt. He's on the sheriff's team. He been white. He was always white on the inside. Now his outside, all that hate and garbage for being on the sheriff's team. This guy was.
Is this karmic, like universal karmic retribution?
Yeah, this is the Uncle Ruckus who's getting what he wanted. He's getting what he wanted. It's Uncle Ruckus that was like, I'm team police, I'm team, and then he was so gross and
he's not as distraught as I would want him to be.
Yeah, he seems like he's enjoying it. And I mean, I know there's probably some black people out there that would like to wake up white one day, to have. I don't know how I would feel about that, but yeah, this guy's clearly was always team white, and now his outside reflects what he felt on the inside.
I'm just born to
kudos,
to do
bully
that,
for you.
Did you say media?
Media, yeah.
What kind of media?
There's a lot of media on what's going on in the jail, on my story, on testifying, my lawsuits. Like when you Google me, there's a lot of media information, and that's just from coming a background, working on campaigns, working on issues.
So you just quit one day. You decide to walk away from the job, or how did your exit go?
Yeah, a lot of it as just they wanted me to go on a tank for 16 hours, which, the open pod, which we're only supposed to do that for 8. Mm-hmm. And I just felt, something from the stress because I had someone that didn't work that day. It was his day off and they were going to come in. So what they did is said, well, that person has to work and you have to stay. Now, these are one of the worst takes. It was behavioral observation. You got to be alert. You got to be paying attention. You can't be falling asleep. And then I just kind of felt, something from there. And that's when after that day, that's when this thing
broke out.
Damn, dude,
show up. But I felt
out one day that it just happened overnight.
I had some kind of mild heart condition from, all that pressure.
Well, that's crazy. Do you know his name? I want to Google him and see what kind of work he was doing.
We'll look it up. I'll give you.
Yeah, because he talks about working on campaigns and like I guess he did some.
Well, actually, hang on. Can I share with you something real quick that I just saw?
Yes, please.
So here's the comments. Uncle Ruckus, right? Dream.
I already said that. I said that.
Clarence Thomas.
His N-word pass is revoked. Yep. It's context, right? It's context. You take his skin and the shirt he chose to put that shirt on for an interview, bro. That's why I want to Google him. I want to see what he did before I make snap judgments, because I'm gonna make snap judgments. I just want to make sure I'm on the right side when I do it.
I have to look up who he actually is because I don't have the immediate information here, and we'll circle back.
Okay, that sounds fine.
But look, my rant earlier, not my rant, my opening about not being cool with Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West has done it again. Okay,
he's
done it again. He's in the news. Okay, so he's trying to stay relevant because nothing is working for him, and he went on to the Grammys a couple days ago, last weekend, and the whole thing was like his current wife, was like absolutely naked on the red carpet, and that was such a stink because. Why is she doing this? And maybe she doesn't have a autonomy, but it's like she's also a grown woman, does whatever she wants. But it created a whole stink, right? Just trying to stay as relevant as possible, which is a sick game to play because you just up the ante every single time. And he has said some pretty wild shit. But I'm gonna just start with what he said about his wife. All right, you can read it here. I have dominion over my wife. This ain't no woke ass feminist shit. She's with the billionaire. Why would she listen to any of you dumb ass broke bitches? People say the red carpet look was her decision. Yes, I don't make her do nothing she doesn't want to, but she definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without my approval. You stupid woke ass pawns. I have no respect or empathy for anyone living because no one living can fuck with me. But I do love some people and I give them favors. So then he posted a picture of him. This is a famous. I think if it was in college or high school, has a shirt that says "Say no to Nazis," and pretty woke stuff. But he wrote, "I used to be woke too."
I don't.
Okay,
Hang on though.
and
Hang on. I don't know if saying no to
Wait a
Nazis
minute.
is woke.
No, hang on.
Okay.
Because he's not done.
All right.
Because then he just starts talking about,
wow,
call me Adolf Hitler. Your bitch wants to fuck too. Hitler was so fresh. And then he just goes on and on and on. He has he says, what did he say? I think he said something about, I can say Hitler whenever I want. I think he was cool. He said something like that. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Because look, this is a rant. He went on.
Hey, hold on. I hear what you're saying. I hear you. But the last one, can you go back one screen or wherever the last screen you were on? Nope, that ain't it. It was at the very bottom. So maybe go to that one right there. Yeezy Sean.
Oh yes. Yes. I forgot to mention that. He also is
That's insane.
He wants to collab with Diddy.
That's insane.
He wants to
and he's just trying to stay relevant, right?
Right. I mean, yeah. It's both, right? He's trying to stay relevant, and he's
also off his meds. He's just insane. He's
off his. Yeah, it's like this is like crazy talk. Yeah, this is come on, this is a manic thing. Like, yeah, this is a manic thing. Like he's been posting for hours since yesterday or something, and it just gets nuttier and nuttier. And then let me see. Because then he talked about how Diddy is like his idol or something. He's like so he's like, I'm happily out of touch. I channeled Andrew Tate for some of these. Let me see. I'm trying to find the one. Some of my best friends are Jewish, and I don't trust any of them.
Good God, this man, dog. What? Why are we? He's got his own platform. Why are we giving credence to this garbage? Because it's just. No, man. I agree. I said this before. Keep Kanye ass in the spotlight, bro. He needs to be watched at all times because he is a degenerate, and we can't let that billionaire move in silence. We can't. So I do appreciate you keeping it out there so people can, But God, at some point,
there's someone said something pretty smart, and I think I don't know if it's in this thread actually. Let me see if I could pull it up. Someone said really smart. Oh, here we go. So someone, this is kind of what also kept setting him off, because someone kind of called him on his tweets. And tell me if you could read that right there. It's this guy, Jasper. Can you read that for me?
Yeah, enough trolling. This is actually the danger of him being independent. He's got no deals, no contracts, and he's still a billionaire, so he feels invincible. He feels like he can say whatever the fuck he wants and nobody can touch him, which leads to shit like this, which is exactly what I was saying. And then look right under him, Elon Musk. There's an Elon Musk post right under that. And I was going to dude, Jasper, you read my mind, brother, because that's exactly where I was going with this, is that you got to kind of keep him in the line. You got to keep an eye on Kanye, bro. You cannot let this man move in silence. He's too rich. He's got too much money, and he got nothing to lose. So he's just like saying whatever he's saying whatever he wants. He's going to do whatever he wants. And then people that, if us not looking and lambasting him for being a piece of shit and other people not doing that, he's only going to find people who gravitate to this messaging, and then they're going to bolster him up. And it's no, we don't need him and Elon Musk doing what they're doing right now, right? Because Elon Musk, he's got the Nazi, the supremacy, he's got his whole shtick that he's doing. Whether you want to believe he's doing it on purpose or he's really a Nazi. I personally don't believe he's a Nazi. I believe he is playing the crowd. He's doing a little sleight of hand. Hey, look over here while I do this Nazi salute so that Trump can dismantle all these different institutions that have been in American society forever. That's what I believe Trump is doing, and I believe that if they get Kanye on board with that same messaging, he's gonna do the same thing, because that works on a certain demographic, and Kanye has a way to tap into another very different demographic.
He broke my heart, Kanye. He broke my heart. I can't forgive him for that. I haven't I haven't been a fan for a really long time now because
Yeah,
I was listening to what he was saying. I wasn't
exactly.
I wasn't like, I wonder what that means. No, I heard you loud and clear a long time ago.
You know what?
This
What
is
blows?
another thing.
Oh, and I was just gonna say, speaking of what you were saying, like, yeah, you heard the message listening to it. It's like
Yeah.
the amount of times I cringe at myself for how much I really enjoyed that Black Skinhead album.
Sure.
Yeah,
Same.
because now looking at it now, it's like, ooh, I really didn't hear it then. I hear it now. It definitely. Oh, even the imagery alone around that album was just like, oh, I was like, oh, it's so powerful. It's so this. It's so that. It's deconstructing this thing. It's like, no, it wasn't doing any of that. Actually, he
What's
really
the
views himself as the Black Skinhead.
The Yeezus album, yeah, it was a
The
great
Yeezus
album.
album. He had the song Black Skinhead on that album. Sorry. Yeah.
I went to go see the concert. It was pretty great. Well, no, look, I think no. I think in context,
Nazis know how to put on a show. Remember that old Adolf Hitler? He got a lot of people involved in his shows.
I think in context, obviously, all that is awful. But at the time, I did feel, I was like, oh yeah, he is repurposing the imagery to fit. And that's cool, but yeah, obviously that's not cool because
he was not doing that.
He's insane. So
he's an insane person with too much
more
money.
power to him. Keep making them beats.
Don't need no. Fuck that.
Keep making them beats. Yeah, keep making them beats, dog. Keep making them beats, big dog.
All right.
So look. In other news, okay, because we're staying up on the trends, okay. A couple episodes ago, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, friend of the show, Bonnie Blue, broke the world record sleeping with over 1,000 men in a span of, I think it was 24 hours. I think if I'm not
12 hours,
mistaken.
baby. Let's go, Bonnie.
12 hours.
Like
wow.
We like that. Yep.
Okay, well there you go. All right, yeah, I knew it was 12. I didn't watch the video, but I knew it was 12.
Okay.
So, but here's the thing that happened though. It's a shame. It's a shame that she can't express herself. OnlyFans banned that video of her banging 1,000 guys. And you know what? That makes me upset. So what is OnlyFans for then? What is it for if you can't bang 1,000 guys on it in 12
hours and then put it on the platform? What do you do? What is your why are you around? Did they say why they won't allow her to put her? Okay, let's dive in.
So the scope is the bigger picture is that it didn't adhere to the policies of the app, and that being that everyone who performs on the app or is a adult content creator, they have to abide by a verification process. And since she banged over 1,000 dudes, it got lost in the process of who was.
They weren't all verified.
So they couldn't verify the people. So
that makes sense. Okay,
they had to take it off because for legal reasons and stuff. So they took her shit off, which is sad. Really sad. I didn't get a chance to watch it. There's other like things that happen with this. A Turkish OnlyFans model was arrested for just even saying that she was going to do over 100 guys. And Lily Phillips was just someone who tried to break a record. She started with doing 100 guys. She was even denied entry in the U.S. for this stunt. So she's no longer welcome on the Airbnb app.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
This is all just sad. This is all sad news. I don't like any.
Hang on though.
Right?
I don't. But the Airbnb one, that kind of scans. I'm sorry if I am all about what you're doing, and I appreciate it. I really do, and I would love to watch the videos. I don't know if I'm gonna rent you my bed though to bang 100 strangers. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if I'm gonna allow you to do that in my home. That's it.
Can I watch? What if you could watch?
I just I don't like the idea of having 100 men spunk all over my bed sheets, bro. That's really what it is. That's all it is. I just don't like the idea of having
for you.
Yeah,
Wow.
sleeping on the
Well, I
mattress.
thought you were cooler
knowing.
than that. I thought you were cooler than that.
No, I'm not. I'm not cooler than that. Like I said, just on my bed in my home. You want to defile my home like that? Nah. Now, if you invited me to like a hotel and was like, "Hey, could you see yourself like watching us do it in a hotel and you pay the bill and I'll let you watch it?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I slept in plenty of hotel beds where I know that hundreds and hundreds of guys have spunked on the covers. I know that." So yeah, I'll watch you there.
That is what happens in hotels. I hate that.
Yeah, it is,
and it's so
that's
comfy
what I'm saying.
too. Those beds are so damn comfy.
They're so comfortable, man. So it's like I get it. I know that there's a disconnect there, but it's my home. It's like this is my home. I can't actively allow that. I just can't. But here, take my credit card. Let's go to the nearest Hilton, and we can make it happen. Like I'm totally down with that.
Oh my god. Well, it's a shame. It's a damn shame. Only
that
friends.
is that
you know
is
what?
stupid.
Where this podcast is gonna ban OnlyFans. Okay, me and Anthony, we're just canceling our subscriptions.
Yep, boycotting OnlyFans until the Bonnie Blue video comes out.
Right.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Stick it to the man. Sticky.
That's what she said.
Man.
Well, stick it to me. Nah, cut that. It didn't work. Cut it. But
and I'm leaving.
Why isn't this? Okay, whatever. Why isn't this something that she can't? She can't like put out herself, right? Because I would imagine.
It's porn, Anthony.
Okay, so there's no porn on the internet. There's no porn. She can't put up a Bonnie Blue bangs1000guys.com and put the video there and then monetize it. Like,
damn, dude,
what are you talking about?
You had a really quick answer to that because I didn't know that.
I just want to see I just want to see it. All right. I think a lot of other heterosexual men would like to see how this feat was performed. That's for me. I'm just like, how did you do this?
Science purposes, research and development.
Research. We talked about how much I like research. I like doing my research. But yeah,
you're
like
right.
why? So why wouldn't that be a thing?
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. That is absolutely. You know what? I think honestly, no. Yeah, this all feeds into the positive spin and it's free advertising. All of a sudden, she's getting written about again that she can't put it out when before it was where it was like, oh, she's done this thing and now she. Yeah. So it's just it adds to it. She's gonna make her money in some way, shape, or form. It's gonna be
with
all
the
right.
video that she made. Yeah, because I just Hawk to a Girl just said spit on that thing. And got a podcast. Bonnie Blue actually showed you how she could spit on 1,000 things in 12 hours. Right. And you telling me that's banned? It's banned. That's a bridge too far. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it.
I think that there's
she put her pussy where her mouth is, or you put her money where her pussy is, and you done. Nah, that's not cool, bro. Sorry, go ahead.
The Venn diagram is she did this thing, but she can't make money off of it. And you got to connect the two. Because if you just put it out there, like on any illegal streaming service or whatever that will gladly play it, she's not going to get enough money. She's not going to get money for that as much as she could if she did it independently. So I think that's the hurdle she has to climb. And you just figured it out. So Bonnie Blue, please contact the podcast. Anthony will take care of your social media. He'll do the social media aspect of it all.
I will happily involve myself in this as long as I really would. Really would. I'm pretty good at it too. I'm pretty good.
He's pretty good at it. He's pretty good at
the social media stuff. Hit me up for real.
That's it.
No, it's not even. Look. Because here's the thing: it's that she don't need the social media stuff. The social media stuff is doing its thing. Just the release of the video and conceptualizing and figuring out what the marketing plan for that is. Bonnie, for real.
Digital strategy. Hit us up. Well, seriously. Look, talking about really obscene. Look, talking about obscene things. There's a championship that's done in Germany. It's called the Deer Calling Championship. And the local news at the local 2 News in, I think if I'm not mistaken, this was in, oh my God, I think this was in Atlanta, I think. Yeah, I think this was in Atlanta. The local news covered it, and I want to play for you a little bit of what it looks like to be in the deer calling championship.
Yo, man. So that's it's a stag party, all right. Men are so gay, dog. like there's nobody gayer than a group of heterosexual men, dog. Like just like honestly.
Absolutely, man. That's not you being homophobic or nothing. That is the absolute truth, bro.
That is the truth, bro.
If you ever been in, a dude in your 20s or a girl when she was younger and been around a group of dudes in college frats, just like the broness of it all. I've seen the gayest things, man. Not even borderline. I mean, they were truly gay.
Straight up crossing the line. Straight up gay as fuck. And I'm not gonna lie, I participated myself. I've had so much fun. I've had so much fun just being free. I don't want to say gay because I'm not gay, and I don't want to turn this into like a, but I've had so much fun in these situations where the activity was something that somebody looking on the outside looking in would be like, oh, that's just a bunch of gay dudes like having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, so and I've had grinning from ear to ear, having a blast. Yes. Not once in my head thinking this is gay.
Yeah, a little grab ass and a little weird innuendos. Even to this day, it still happens though. You should see our group chat. It's super gay sometimes. Super. I mean, I literally look. I literally the other day, I forget what was happening. They were just being annoying. I was just annoyed by their chat that I literally Googled man's gaping butthole picture, and I just put it in the chat.
Yeah.
And boy, were they not thrilled about that. They were not thrilled about that.
Now, see, I don't know.
That's too much. Is that too much?
I think that's a little much. I think that's a little much. Just, I don't know if I'll do anything like that. Right?
Like, so here, okay, so butthole was like spread over.
Yeah, see, I don't know about. I don't want to assault anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is not fun. I don't think that's funny to assault my friends with imagery I know they're not interested in, right?
Fuck. Oh man, that's hilarious though.
It's not.
It's still
everybody's got to laugh. That's the thing. Everybody's got to laugh. You can't just be out there just being like,
so if it's funny to me, it's not funny at all. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. That's what you're saying. No, hang on.
You're going to censor my humor.
Let's back up.
No,
I'm not going to censor your humor.
I don't appreciate it.
No, because you said if it's not funny to you, does that mean it's not funny at all? Is that what I'm saying? No, that's not what I'm saying. That's what you just told me. You just told me you sent a gaping butthole to your male group chat friends of whatever, and they were not thrilled. They did not find it funny. That's what you told me. So all I'm saying is,
that's so funny.
I know you find it funny, but they clearly did not. That's not funny to them. So
you know what? And I'm gonna do it again today, just for the fun of it.
Do it right. I'm gonna do it right now. Hang on, let me go find a gaping butthole picture while you try to tell me that this is wrong. let me find a gaping butthole picture. I'm gonna add you to the chat. I'm gonna send it to all of you. Fucking look at you doing it right now. It's absolutely that's ridiculous, dog. That's ridiculous. No, man. I don't know what kind of assault that is, but it's assault of some form, dog. It's gotta be, bro. It's gotta be, dog. You can't just do that. That's so rude. These are people you care about. These are people you consider friends.
No, they're really good friends, man. They're really good friends.
Yeah. So no, nothing like that. Everybody's got to participate. Is what I'm trying to say. That's when you can call it gay. That's when it's gay. Enough. When everybody's participating.
Officer Killjoy
action,
over here.
Officer Killjoy. No, bro. Officer Kill. You would be arrested. They can report you. They can report you to their local authorities that you're sending unwanted images of your butthole to them.
It's not my butthole.
The police would have to come by and figure that out. They would have to come by and be like, well, let's see. You'd have to explain yourself. Would you send a dick pic, an unwanted dick pic to a woman? Would you do that?
No.
Even if they were your really, really good friends?
That's beneath me.
And why is that beneath you? Even and it wasn't your dick, right? You just went and found a juicy dick online. You found a juicy dick online and went and sent that picture to your close female friends. You add them in a group chat. You send it to all of them. Would you do that?
No, that feels different, man. I don't know why.
It feels like assault. Does it feel like assault a little bit?
That doesn't feel right. The other one felt good. This one doesn't feel good. All right, I don't like this. Line of questioning that you're
Okay, so we'll
giving
just end it there. I think you get it.
I think I understood.
Everybody's got to be in on the joke. Is all.
Look, listen. Here's a group of people that's not in on the joke. Okay, we call them Mormons. And these guys, they
really not in on a lot of jokes, are they?
They're not. They're not in on it. Them and the Amish, you know.
The Amish, this should be best friends.
The Amish more so.
Dope.
Yeah, they literally are. Look, so I love them. I love the Mormons. Okay, and there's a new show, that's called "The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives." Okay, it's another hit show from our good
reality
friends
TV show, or is it like a
yeah.
Never mind, go ahead.
Yeah. So now here's the thing. This is I saw this post. This is a Disney Plus UK post. So but I know that Disney Plus has TLC now, which is kind of how I got the Balin thing. It's literally on Disney Plus. Like, you can watch that show on Disney Plus. So this is just part of the TLC branding, and they don't drink, famously. Okay, and there's here's a couple of the characters on this show that talk about how they fill in the void of not being able to drink with other substances. Okay, and I'll let them explain it to you.
We don't drink alcohol or do drugs, and so it's kind of our vice. My soda order is very specific. I'm gonna do a 44-ounce Spider.
Did you want that with sparkling or flat water?
Sparkling, please.
Sparkling water.
44-ounce sparkling water with sugar-free coconut, sugar-free vanilla, sugar-free raspberry, sugar-free pineapple, and coconut cream. Chef's kiss.
Can I do a Bloody Wild, add coconut cream?
6 out of the 7 days of the week, I'm having at least one 44-ounce soda.
Yes, a 44-ounce, and I drink it in like an hour. I'm probably only going to live to like 50, but makes me happy.
You know, at this point, just do drugs.
Seriously. I would say, what
just
kind of
drugs.
existence
just
is that?
Just do the drugs, because what is that? What is that?
That is boring. If that's what I got to do to get into heaven, go ahead and send me to hell right now, dog, because that's where the fun people are. I don't want to go to heaven and have to be drinking freaking 12-ounce shots of sugar-free pineapple, sugar-free. That's the thing. I really thought they were going to be like, they loaded up on sugar, right, to get like a sugar high. And then she said everything was sugar-free. And I was like, so what? What is this? What's the point of this? I don't understand.
Yes,
I genuinely don't. What's the point? It's just
I don't know.
Juice.
I don't know. So look, juice. Yeah, having juice. I guess
drinking juice and then seltzer.
I went to Salt Lake for a project last year. It's my first time visiting Salt Lake, and there was a event where, you know, there was going to be people, you know, it was just like an event thing. I can't remember like exactly what the name of it would be. It was like an event, and you know, there's like any adult engagements, there's cocktails and shit like that. So they had cocktails, but then when I looked at the menu, it was all alcohol-free cocktails, and I was like, oh, like these guys are deep. They're deep in the city, like, you know what I mean.
Gross.
It's infected all the veins and branches,
all
of
the natives, all the locals.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yo,
and
Mormon women are
freaky
freaky as crap, though. They're pretty freaky, dog. They're the ones that they do soaking. Yeah, they do soaking.
They do soaking.
They do the lipstick parties. Remember the lipstick parties? That was them. That was their starting.
Okay. Oh, is that
That's what
right?
they do.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. They
They're
I'm pretty sure
ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Mormons started the alcohol in the butt because they couldn't drink it. I'm pretty sure that was them. The vodka and the pooper. Pretty sure that was their way to get around to get drunk without drinking alcohol. They do
Incredible. Just drink the beer. I
yeah.
mean, just at this point, just
Just-
drink the
yeah,
fucking
just-
beer. If
yeah,
you're gonna
like-
put stuff shoving in your ass, you might as well just drink it. Just drink it. Just drink it.
Yeah,
Just
they
drink
do
it.
the
What is
laying
the
on the
point of
bed
this?
and have their friend jump up and down
Right,
because you can't
soaking,
move,
yes,
right? Yeah, that's a soaking, but
yes,
that was the evolution of soaking, is you jump now, right? So that you get the
Right,
movement, you get the
right.
friction and all that stuff because you can't do it yourself. Yeah, they wow, man, they come up with new fun ways to experience life. I just think that this is wrong. Do more soaking and lipstick parties, less and more vodka up the butt, and let's do less of this.
New fun ways to experience life. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy life. What is the
They
point
come up
of
with
this?
they've come up with some cool ones though. Let's not pretend
Some
here.
cool
They come up with
ones.
some really cool ones. All right, this one just is
Some real
not.
cool
This
party
one's
tricks.
yeah. They've come up with some
Uh,
fascinating ways to get around these things. This one is not one of
oh
them.
my
This
God.
one feels. This one I don't understand. Like I don't. What is it? Because I guess soaking. I understand the point of that. I understand how soaking could work. Right. I
Mhm,
understand how lipstick parties. I understand how that can work. I
Right.
understand how putting vodka in your butt. I understand what the workaround there. I understand what that is, right? What is mixing a bunch of juice that is sugar free so you don't even get the sugar high? What does that do? It's just what? I don't get it.
I think it's part of the whole insanity of trying to circumvent, having a fun drink with your friends.
Yeah, maybe it's
because
the
this is a
ritual,
social
the
thing.
ritualistic thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
the
rich.
social
Yeah, it's
thing.
a ritualist.
Yeah.
It's a social thing. And so
Okay.
they're like, let's go to whatever that place is called, Swig. Let's go to Swig and have soda.
And have
You
some
know?
soda
So-
and hang out until 8 p.m. and then
Soda
get back
party.
to our
8 p.m.
singular husband. All of us, all 6 of us, will go back home to our singular husband after we're done, because he's out drinking and finding another wife. But you,
you better take
let me
your
stop.
ass
Up.
home.
Stop.
No. How do you have more restraint than these people? That doesn't make any sense. How are you
They
restraining?
have-
They have no restraint.
What are
That's
you
why
talking about? They
doing
have
the
no
things that-
restraint. These women
That's why
don't
they're
drink.
doing the things that they're doing, is because the restraint on their social lives is so immense that they find these weird workarounds. That's not restraint. That's not true restraint. It isn't.
I get. Yeah.
It's
No,
insanity.
you're right.
That is all that.
You're right.
It is insane what all that is.
It's
They're
pretty
crazy.
insane.
They're
It's
crazy
wild. It's pretty
Look.
wild.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking intense. Look, I think going into kind of the insanity of what's going on in the world in the moment, there's I kind of want to open the floor for you real quick, but I do want to play a video for you where there's how do I put this? There's a lot of stuff that's going on right now where it's really kind of scary out there, because we don't know what's kind of going on with the government and the things that the things are kind of like beyond maybe people's grasp. Sometimes even I get confused about like what's going on, because I don't subscribe to even really watching the news as much anymore, because it's just too much. So one of the things that we played last episode was MAGA Latinos being very, very shocked that things were happening to them, right? And
Yes.
things meaning they were getting deported and they were getting treated like the other, which for some reason most failed to see that was a possibility. Somehow they got in their heads that we aren't like them, and that's usually, look, within the Latin community, that's usually there's a lot of colorism and internalized kind of like stuff, because you might think that some brown skinned Mexican dude is less than me because of whatever, and there's a lot of really indigenous looking people in Latin America, and they get shafted. And then let's not even talk about the Afro Latinos. Okay, that's it's the same part of the conversation. So there's a huge Venezuelan community here, and I just want to play real quick. There, some of the representatives being really shocked at what's going on.
Conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayed, beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
Press conference.
So, yeah, I mean, look, it's part of the kind of yeah, man. We told you so. We told you so. Like because look, in a lot of Latin families, there's a lot of this divisiveness, which is really shitty because it really does cut down the middle of a lot of families where you're like, if first generation kid or your family's been here for a minute, maybe you're second generation, and some of them have drunk the soup, the sweet fascist soup. And
I don't know if it's sweet fascist soup, but it's, can I ask you a question though? Can I ask you a question?
It's made to be drunk down very easy. So
that's true. That's true.
Yes, you were gonna say.
I was just gonna ask you.
Yes.
This story that you just played, it's in South Florida. The one you played last week, also in South Florida. That's where you are.
Yes.
You're Latino.
See.
Is this something that you see in your extended family? Maybe not your immediate family, but is this something that you're seeing in your family where there are people that are like, supporters of Trump?
Yeah.
And they're
there's cousins and stuff. Even this is way before. This is back like the first election. I remember I had a little like house party. It's a family thing, so I invited like a ton of cousins, people I haven't seen in a while, and like everyone's having a drink and things starts, conversations come up, and then all of a sudden you learn that someone is really an admirer of Trump, and I was like, how the fuck like, bitch, you just came here like a year ago. Like, what are you talking about? So like, but here's the thing though. A lot of these Latinos that come to this country have a really warped idea of what America is.
Okay.
And it's to no fault of their own, because it's what you're fed overseas. Mm-hmm. You're fed the American dream. You're fed like American exceptionalism. And then when you get here, you see the opportunities, because they are radically different than where these people come from. Like, for real. Like, that is a very real thing. Mm-hmm. So it becomes internalized, because then all of a sudden you hear someone that's talking in a language that you understand, because your own political and historical kind of understanding of where you're from has been so corrupt and hijacked for forever that this is like this is always like, oh yeah, this is the American thing. Like, yeah, of course we gotta be supportive and blah blah blah. They don't understand the subtext and the subtle arguments about the American experience here. And you really only get to live that really if you're born here, and if you're you're in tune to it too, because there are a lot of Americans that are also very daft of this thing. A lot of very Latinos come here coming from dictatorships and really shitty governments that like are very, very authoritarian, and this is like a breath of fresh air, because it is. That is the truth. But what they don't see is that this is the path that we're falling down on, and they don't see that.
To where you going down the path of where you just escaped, where you just came from.
Right, so, because all of a sudden you're seeing things like, oh, I can go to fucking Walmart and I can buy whatever I want, and if I work really hard, and it's like all these things that are like it's kind of set into the human experience here are, you see the benefits of it, but you don't see the pitfalls in this country, because you're not from here, so you don't understand the subtext of it all. Okay. So these people here, this lady here is freaking out because she thought she was exempt. She was like, I just came from a dictatorship. I'm coming to America. And there's someone that's saying, we're going to make America great again and all this stuff. And all they're hearing is, because they're also in a bubble, is the left is saying, and they're being projected as being these really crazy liberals and all this stuff that obviously plays into their messaging. A lot of these Latino people are really conservative people. Very
that's
conservative.
true. A lot.
So
Yeah,
all this
that
shit
is very
is
true.
weird to them. They're like, what? Like, trans people have rights? That's insane.
Pronouns.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's like, what the
wow, I
fuck are
didn't
we
even think
talking
about.
about here?
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
So,
Especially
but it's
when you bring
because
religion and like Catholicism and that kind of stuff into it, because
100%
that's what you mean by
religion. Yeah,
conservative. Yeah. Because
it's all
okay,
a
so just
stew. It's all a stew. Like,
because
ready
here's
for poor.
this is what I wanted to ask, just kind of as a follow up, because when you say conservative, that's a very interesting and very polarizing term here in the U.S., right? But when you're talking about, let's say, someone from Venezuela, someone from Ecuador, someone from El Salvador, um, using the term to describe yourself as conservative is not necessarily a political affiliation, is it? It's more of just
I
to
mean,
describe.
no, the right and left
Mhm.
paradigm is very apparent in Latin America because of the Cold War. So that is a very
Okay.
that's still in line with like how we see right and left. The
Okay.
right in these Latin countries are very conservative, very like authoritarian, all that kind of stuff, and the left is like very liberal or even center,
Oh, okay.
but like
Okay.
obviously opposed. But these people, like I said, there's so like there's so much in like Latin history that it all bogs down to like these. I don't know. It's the same argument, man. It's always the same fucking thing of like making Latin America great again is a very weird, real thing that these Latin countries have this like nostalgia for some past that never existed. You know what I mean? Because it's all
Yeah.
based in colonial shit, and it's just like, what are you talking about? Like this, your country was never this fucking whatever you thought it was. Like it
I mean,
wasn't.
neither was this.
You know
Neither was this country, honestly. Like,
exactly. But
let's be real. Yeah.
that's the lie. Like that's the lie. It's just this really weird callback to like making like the nationalistic pride in Latin America is very weird. Like every country feels very nationalistic about their country. There really is this. There is
Okay,
no
same
unity
here.
thing. It's really bizarre. Yeah,
That's
it's
interesting.
very
So
weird.
a liberal, let's say, let's bring it back to context to you and where you're
Yeah.
from. So a liberal from
Yeah.
your home country,
Mm-hmm.
would they be as liberal as, let's say, a liberal here in the United States? And this is no, right? So
not from
by
what I
my
understand.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm talking about you and your family, and not I'm not trying to put a whole country, boil it down into your perspective, but I'd like your perspective on what you've seen when you were there. I know you used to go a lot as a kid. I know you've gone some as an adult. So I'm just curious. So when you talk about, like, you say, yeah, you still have the left and right, you still have liberal and conservative. My question, I guess, is my brand of liberalism, your brand of liberalism, the same as over there? Like, if a liberal from there came over here, would they be considered conservative in their views
Yeah.
here in America? We'd be like, oh, that's just conservative, and not necessarily that you identify as a conservative person, but your viewpoints are very conservative because of the framework in which you grew up.
The way that I understand it, because obviously I'm not like really learned in kind of like even where my parents are from, like the politics. There's some weird shit going on now, but like I'm not like in deep. From what I understand is that a lot of what like liberal leaning kind of ideas in these countries, or especially in El Salvador, are very much like socialist ideals, and then that's where that conversation comes in. So it's always socialism versus not socialism. That's always, and that gets put into the left category. But just to give you an idea, like how, I'm trying to be gentle with words here, but some of these Latin countries are fucking backwards, man. Like for real. Okay. And so are we. I mean, I'm not fucking throwing stones in a glass house without saying how shitty our shit is, but they're fucking backwards as shit too. Like my grandparents, this was a couple years ago. My grandparents, you can say the same thing about any American grandparents here. Very conservative, very, I mean, old. Obviously, they see things a certain way, whatever. You know, even just like having fucking a tattoo is like insane, right? Like shit like that, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there was a thing going on where, I think the leftist party was in power at the time, and they were trying to create these like programs for people specifically in the countryside, because you know it's like anything here, right? Like country folk, and they usually are the last to kind of get any kind of program, you know, any kind of governmental programs to benefit whatever the fuck it is. It's the same thing as like any other country, especially over there. So they were putting into place some program to help with disease outs going on at the time, where it's by mosquitoes and stuff like that.
Okay.
So while this was going on, this epidemic was going on, like, you know, let's see if you see any similarities here. When this epidemic was going on, there was also a race going on with a nomination for like the new government or whatever, which is the right wing government was obviously trying to dispose the left government. So all of a sudden, there's this weird rumor going around that they were trying to inject people with shit that could kill you.
Oh, wow.
Because they were trying to put these programs out there to kind of fight this actual disease that was going on and killing people and hurting people. But they were saying like, oh yeah, don't let the government shoot you up, because they're going to shoot you up with shit that's going to kill you. And my grandparents bought it hook, line, and sinker. And I remember my mom saying like, what the fuck? It's like, they're so stupid. They need to, you know what I mean? Like they need to listen to the whatever the fuck, because there's an actual shit they could actually die from. And they're over here being fucking brain. So it's the same shit, man. The same game plan. Like this is all. This all filters down through all the all the talking heads talk. They have the same messaging. It's all the same, just in a different language. So yeah, so that's what I mean by that kind of shit. That's very much right leaning. Don't let the left fuck you up. They'll like grow a penis on your head and you won't even realize it. You know what I mean? It's that kind of weird ass like
gay. You're gonna
conspiracy shit. Yeah, it's super weird. So yeah,
that's crazy.
But anyway, I opened this up because there's a lot of shit going on that's really strange, and Trump has, and I think I want to open up with this first, and then I want to kind of give you the floor. So the president right now is doing a lot of executive orders, and I think even for me, I don't really understand what that looks like, what that means, what the implications are of these things. And from my understanding, it's like there's the systematic approach of being so throwing all these things out to confuse everyone that you don't even know what to attack first. Like you can't even focus on which is the most important thing. We have Trump. I mean, we have Elon Musk at the Treasury fucking around with shit. We have people getting fired, and the CIA is going to get dismantled. We got the FBI, people in the FBI like getting like fired. All the airline shit that just happened, like all this stuff. It's so there's a lot. There's so much shit going on. Like, what do you even fucking focus on, right? So these executive orders are kind of a play into like making it more confusing. But before I let you take the floor, I want to explain what normalcy bias is, and that's like allowing all this stuff to become normalized, which is not good, right? So I was looking on Reddit, and someone named Paint Shaker Baby, he explains normalcy bias, and it can't happen to me mindset with the flock of chickens, because I just played the Hispanic thing. It can't happen to me. So this is kind of all part and parcel to what I'm talking about here. So let me read this real quick, and I'm going to actually put it up on the screen too as well. It goes, the psychological term for this phenomenon is normalcy bias. Say you're a chicken in an industrial farm with 1,000 other chickens. Each day, the farmer shows up and takes 20 chickens to slaughter. It is known that they will be killed and eaten. At first, it is a looming inevitability that terrifies you, but day after day goes by and you're not selected. After a couple of weeks, you start to get less and less scared when the farmer walks in. You find yourself thinking maybe he has a grand plan. Maybe he only picks chickens weaker than you. Maybe you wonder if you are special and he will never pick you at all. Maybe God is watching out for you. Weeks turn into months, and you become all but certain it will never be you taken to slaughter. You don't even bother to look up from your feed when you hear his boots clunk through the door. Why would you? Things have been normal for hundreds of days. The farmer obviously has no designs on you, because in your experience, it is a statistical certainty that he will leave you alone today, and he has all the days as he has all the days prior to this one. Despite having watched thousands of your fellow chickens be led to slaughter, utter disbelief is the last thing that goes through your mind as the farmer cinches his hands around your throat and wrings your neck. I just think most people aren't wired to understanding something like this until it happens to them. On some level, we are all victims of our own normalcy bias, but turning a blind eye as your nation devolves into fascism is walking into the slaughterhouse and expecting not to be slaughtered. Only it's not days or months, but decades propping up people's normalcy bias. There is no one alive anymore to convey the horrors of Blitzkrieg. Like the slaughterhouse to the chicken, it is a faraway abstraction relegated to boring history books. Yes, we have all been taught what fascism leads to, but can it back up with an actual experience? So the little lie we tell ourselves to sleep at night slowly grows into a glaring existential contradiction. Nonetheless, we expect to wake up and live tomorrow just as we did yesterday and the day before that, because what's coming down the pipe is unprecedented in our lifetimes, yet all too familiar to the dark annals of history. The trick is not to get complacent, because make no mistake, everything is on the line right here, right now, today. Tomorrow is anything but guaranteed. So that's what normalcy bias is, which is apparent in a lot of the things that are happening. I mean, just like the Latin community right now, they felt like they escaped. They escaped one thing, to be promised paradise, and to not know that you're on the line too. Because what's crazier is that a lot of these people that got, specifically Venezuelans, because they're the ones that were mad in that video. They're coming from a place where it's not great. There's a lot of the inflation is terrible. The government is pretty corrupt, and it's just a shitty time to be a Venezuelan. And these people left. Now they're getting sent back, and so not only do you get sent back to a place you escaped, but now you have a sign on you. You have a mark on you. People are gonna know that you left. And the powers that be know that you left. And now you're back. Terrifying. Okay, now we got you now. You know what I mean? Ooh. And it's like a lot of people think that they're just untouchable that way, because we can't understand the greater good. Because we're so focused on our own shit. And I get it though, because we all are. I mean, we all live in our own thing, but like there comes a time and place where you gotta be aware, self-aware.
Yeah.
And I be woke. And the proper use of the word woke,
of the word woke, of what they're trying to do. Exactly. Be aware of what's happening around you, because I like the idea of what you described just now as normalcy bias, because I do feel like that plays into not just for us, right? Like not just for Venezuelans, but for all of us here in this country. Because again, like if you are a white person and you voted for Trump, but you are poor, you are not you're not going to escape this. They may not grab your neck today, right? They may be grabbing the Hispanic chickens today. They may come after the black chickens next. They may go after the Asian chickens after that. But I guarantee you, if you are white and you are poor, you're rural, you live in a rural area, you work a blue collar job, you don't have millions of dollars to your names, you're not part of the elite, they're coming for you next. They're going to use you, just like this lady was saying, they used us. They're going to use you to make it legal to come after us first. And then once we're taken care of, they're coming after you next.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
So explain to me what is an executive order, because I really don't understand what that is or know what that is.
An executive order, yeah. So
from your understanding, from what you've read and gathered.
Okay, so the best way I can synthesize it is that an executive order is basically the president telling the government and government agencies what to do, and not like it's an order that allows the president to communicate with the government what he wants them to do, what she wants them to do, how, well, in this country, what he has wanted them to do and how he wants them to do it. So something like the executive order to strip DEI, DEI mentions and all that stuff, like any mention of DEI, strip it from all federal websites, handbooks, all that stuff, right? That's totally legal. He's able to do that. What an executive order is not, it is not carte blanche. A stroke of the pen can then affect you, the human, Rudy, today. He can't write an executive order that says no website, no civilian website can mention DEI. Does that make sense?
Okay, got it.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's just it's a federal thing that he's in charge of, but it's also not a law, right? So technically, the states don't have to abide by that either, right?
Is
that when it gets tricky?
That's when it gets tricky because the federal government has to abide by them. Now, Congress can come in and say, hey, that's not constitutional. And so we're going to fight it. And you have judges that can also do the same. Hey, that's not constitutional. We're going to sue you. So you had that happen when he did the DEI thing. You had a lot of special interest groups saying, hey, we want this. We're going to sue you over this. That's not constitutional. You can't do that. Right. But that's where it gets tricky. That's where it gets scary because there are checks and balances. Right, the executive is checked and balanced by the judiciary and so on and so forth. Then the third branch. Why can I not think of it right now? Do you remember what the third branch?
The legislative, the judicial. And
there you go. The legislative, the Congress. So Congress, legislations, judiciary is not constitutional. So there are those checks and balances to the executive, which is the executive order that we're discussing right now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Now,
so the thing is, if everyone's in line, then that becomes the word of God, technically, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. If everybody's on board with it, then it happens. Right. Like Obama signed a very big executive order. Some of us may know it as DACA, right? That was an executive order. Now, here's another thing that can happen with an executive order. The next incoming president can, just as easy as you wrote it into law, not into law, but just as easy as you wrote it, he can erase it, right? So it's it's interesting that Trump is going after Latino people the way that he is while allowing the DACA initiative to stand, I think, personally. I'm looking at why. What is the end game? What's the angle there? Because DACA, unless maybe we could look this up right now, actually. Maybe DACA has already been written into law.
I thought DACA was also on the like, I heard that it was like possibly on the books to be like repealed and dismantled, but apparently not.
Is it currently?
Yeah.
But then how? But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, deferred action for childhood arrivals, which is what DACA said.
But it was appealed. It was appealed to the Fifth Circuit, which found declaration to be unlawful in general. However, the court kept the stay in place that allows current DACA recipients. So they did try to take it away.
Okay, but then the courts, the judiciary system, checked that power and said, nah, this is. You can't do that. There's people here.
They're not accepting new DACA
ones,
requests.
But if you're already a part, so you're already here, where it's unconstitutional to send you away. Basically, you're a recipient.
So they tried.
They did try, which makes sense. It does make sense.
It all tracks.
Yeah, it does track. So yeah, that was executive order. Here's another one that's really scary, and again, stay woke, man. It's not even about, again, it's not the bastardized version of what they're doing. But you got to stay woke because an executive order again could just be erased. And if there's not someone from the judiciary branch or from the legislative branch willing to back you, then it can go away just that easily. The Emancipation Proclamation, the freeing of the slaves, that was an executive order.
Yeah,
Lincoln,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's an executive order. So if you're looking
the only reason the reason it stood was because technically the reason that stood was because of the war that was going on. Everyone was so in favor there were no checks and balances technically to repeal that. Right? What was the repeal of it, I guess, would have been the winning over of the government by the South if they would have, right? Like that's technically the right, if I'm not mistaken, that would have been really the only way to kind of relieve that or erase that was because of the situation they were in, right? It was so
and not even
drastic.
just and not even the situation. The situation plays huge, right? And so a lot of people, you learn about American history in school as you're going through school, and it's like, yeah, Lincoln freed slaves, and a lot of that was to cripple the South, not necessarily to benefit slaves, right? Because the South had free slave labor, so it wasn't necessarily that he was trying to help us; he was just trying to help himself win a war. And so he did the executive order that freed slaves in the I'm blanking on it right now. In union states, right? So he put that executive order out. He does this, and the only reason that it stood because there were like you said, it was kind of, we were still figuring things out, but there were checks and balances, and there was opposition. Lincoln had the army on his side, and so Lincoln basically was like, y'all want to keep dicking around, I will raise you to the ground. I will use my army, my unified army, and we will end this now. So Lincoln was able to push it through on brute force. So you see what I'm saying here about be careful, be aware, be woke, because if they want to go after certain things, if this administration would like to go after certain executive orders, because if I'm not mistaken, and if there's somebody out there, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there much more knowledgeable than I am on this subject, and much more knowledgeable than you are on this subject. Please let me know if I'm wrong, where I'm wrong. I'm happy to look up anything like you can give me to read. I really do enjoy this kind of stuff on my downtime. But the point I'm trying to make is Lincoln had an army, and so he was able to force through what he wanted to force through via executive order. If this administration decided they wanted to walk back an executive order of that magnitude, and he has the United States Army behind him, maybe the Russian army behind him, maybe some armies that we've seen him cozying up to dictators, if he had their back, if he had their backing, he could brute force
certain things, right? Certain policies that they really want to put,
or brute force certain policies out, certain executive orders out.
Here's the thing, man, and this is like the sad kind of truth, because that's like we go back to like the biases of normalcy, is that you really don't get it until it happens to you, and that's the only way that people were gonna get it, because when they realize like, oh yeah, man, these people don't give a shit about like me or like how I make a living, or they don't give a fuck. Like they've been systematically going after so much things in the guise of improvement, but fucking shit up as they go. Like it's just like, no, dude, like this is not like there's one thing I learned about like the government and stuff like that, especially because I had a friend who works in a government position in New York. The way they explained it to me was that government is like it's a big moving ship. It can't just make a hairpin turn without causing some issues. You know, it just doesn't work. It's just too much. It's too heavy. So the stuff that you have to do has to be implemented. You'll see things in a couple of years. It won't be right away. But the way that these motherfuckers are moving at breakneck speed, I mean, you know how like, and this is where the brainwashing it'll give them the edge. But it's like, how long can shit be as expensive as it is and continue to get more expensive before people get sick of it? Because then they're like, but what are they doing now, right? They're just like, oh yeah, well, it's because of Biden. That's why shit's so, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, how long is that going to take until that wears off? You know, so I don't know. It is scary. So what do you suggest before we go? What do you suggest with all this information that we've learned? Like, what can we do? All right, what can we do?
Honestly,
what do you suggest we do? I have an idea, but what do you suggest?
I think we do exactly what we laugh at Trump supporters for doing. Honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, we see that this lady got on TV and she's pleading to Trump. Hey man, you lied to us. The guy from the last week when we watched his video, hey Trump, he talking directly to Trump. Trump, help me. You go on the Lepers Ate My Face subreddit. There are normal people like me and you that will put a tweet out and say, hey Trump, I voted for you. I voted for you. Not hey, I hope this message gets to Trump. No, they're confident it's going to get to Trump. We got to write our Congress people, bro. We got to write our state representatives. We got to write the people that pass the laws. We got to write the people that we put in Congress to represent us. We got to talk to them. And we got to talk to them early. We got to talk to them often. Yeah, I know midterms are 2 years out, but we got to start making our voices heard. Hey, this is not why you were elected. This is not why I elected you. This is not where I'm the constituent you ignored. And I'm not okay with this. Here are my issues. Here are like real issues now. Focus, right? We need to focus. We need to talk to these people, and we need to let them know that we are not going to go away quietly. And if they don't get their act, especially if you are a Democrat, if you're writing a Democrat person who's being complicit and silent right now, you let them motherfuckers know come midterm, I will support your opposition. If you don't start acting right now, if you don't start doing something right now, I will support whoever is coming to take that seat. Because maybe they'll do better.
Agreed. It's a good point. With that being said, that ends the podcast. Again, I had a good time. I had a great time. I laughed. I loved. And I learned. Okay?
It's beautiful.
And sometimes we only get all three. Sometimes we don't get all three. Sometimes I just learn. Or sometimes I just laugh. Or sometimes I don't feel loved. But either way, we hit the trifecta today. I want to thank everyone again for listening to us. I want to thank you again for giving me the time of day. Anthony, as always. And we'll talk on the next one.
Peace.